Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Bomb Show Classics Edition. I almost wish I would have started with this set as the premiere episode. But I was just really dying to do something with that ROM figure. But if you don't know what this is or who these characters are, you're
too young. No.
Either that or you're just brainwashed by modern film. This is the monster, widely mistaken as Frankenstein, but this is Frankenstein's monster, and this is the Bride of Frankenstein, which I really don't understand why she's called that either, because she wasn't the Bride of Frankenstein, she wasn't the Bride of the monster.
In the Robert De Niro one, she was.
Well, this isn't the Robert De Niro one. This is the original. So, and then and these are both produced by Sideshow, and this is a 2000. This was made and manufactured, and she was manufactured in 2001. So these are some of Sideshow's original, and what I consider some of their grail pieces. And then we have Sideshow's laboratory environment, which they marketed using some of the Deadline with zombies and all that stuff, but this clearly was meant for this set, in my opinion. This is an absolutely amazing set. It's a beautiful set. This is a set that I will hold on to forever. We'll never get rid of this set. I could see myself selling all my Hot Toys figures somewhere down the road, but these, absolutely not. These have special, I have very, very special, what do you call that? Sentimental value and nostalgia, because my earliest memories of toys that I have at all were my Remco monsters, and they consisted of Frankenstein, Werewolf, the Mummy, all those guys, based on the original Universal films. Now, this is as classic as it's gonna get. There is absolutely nothing collectible that I can think of, horror-related, that's gonna be more classic than some of these characters. Right, these characters. Now, these films are 69 years old, 73 years old.
If you don't want to do the math, that's 1931
1931, 1935 for the Bride of Frankenstein. And these are some of the more recent releases of their films. Now, a strong argument for the gravity of classic that these guys are. Think of any film out now, blockbuster, the biggest films in the world right now. Do you honestly think anybody's gonna care or talk about those films 70 years from now? I don't think so. You can take anything. What the biggest films out now, Avengers, all that stuff. If anybody thinks those films are gonna be relevant in 70 years,
Alien maybe.
You're strongly mistaken. Yeah, because they're not. But this is, and this will continue to be relevant for probably hundreds of years from now, as long as films are being made.
And obviously so forward thinking of the people, what was that?
What?
That party that they developed a bunch of these ideas.
The dinner party, right?
They developed characters that to this day, we get so many rehashes because of these original characters.
Right, and still though, but something like the Bride of Frankenstein, that's widely regarded as the greatest, the best horror film of all time. It is. I probably disagree with that, but. There also is a huge population of people that say it's totally a farce and it's a comical, but it is widely regarded amongst the real horror hounds as the greatest horror film of all time. I probably more go for like The Exorcist or something, but that doesn't mean I enjoy I've definitely watched Frankenstein way more times than I've watched The Exorcist. But anyway, this set is just amazing. They're very simple figures. But I truly believe, no matter what's going on today, I think these face sculpts, the head sculpts, and the likenesses of these people are absolutely amazing. And if they did make a remake of the Bride of Frankenstein, we know exactly who we would like to play her.
If you have never noticed the uncanny resemblance, Rose McGowan to Elsa Lanchester, is absolutely
is pretty amazing.
Incredible to the crease in the chin.
Yeah, I'll get some photos. I'll show you some photos. So check out these photos. Look at these photos for a second. That's an uncanny resemblance right there. It's almost like she's a descendant from her and she doesn't even know it. but she would be absolutely perfect for the Bride of Frankenstein, and she's good with those kind of quirky roles too. But anyway, the packaging for these guys were very simple. Just, 5-panel flip lid. This is the silver screen box for Frankenstein. Obviously, I have to have the silver screens as well. And every few months or so, I'll swap out the silver screens for the color editions. But these are just absolutely stunning pieces to this day. And these are absolute holy grails. These are some of my most important figures in my collection. And I would have continued buying Universal monster figures, 12-inch scale, 6-scale figures by Sideshow if they continued producing horror figures. It's really disappointing that they never produced Dr. Frankenstein and some of the other characters, but these are just so close to my heart. It's not even funny.
Can you show the color box?
Oh yeah, this is the actual color box for the Frankenstein.
So both
amazing,
have nice movie poster covers.
Yeah, they're covered.
And then
they're covered.
The black and white image.
Yeah,
of the
these are beautiful boxes. They're simple, beautiful boxes. I love them, and I love every single thing about these figures. I wouldn't change anything. Something to mention though, which is kind of odd. The silver screen version and the color version are different on Frankenstein, whereas the color version of Frankenstein actually has articulated wrists. And the silver screen version, he doesn't. He's solid. No, nothing at all. It swivels up at the forearm. His wrists are it's a complete solid mold. These are some of the accessories. These are silver screen accessories because I didn't want to tear open my color version as well because they were blister packed onto the back of the cardboards. But he came with the defective brain in the jar, and you got a little old style foot stand which didn't really work well, but these guys stand well on their own.
To kind of cup his heel.
Also, yeah, the silver screen and the color version of Frankenstein also have different boots. I believe the color version boots are taller platform boots, and the silver screen are a little shorter. The Bride came with the heart and all of these laboratory peripherals, which are really cool. Not too many accessories, but you know what? When I was getting these guys in early 2000, 2001, 2002, they were like $35. $35. I would have continued buying figures like this forever. They didn't ever have to evolve. They didn't ever have to get better. They didn't have to do more elaborate things. They could have just continued producing these, and I would never have stopped buying them. Not that we don't buy Sideshow figures anyway, but aside from the Star Wars and G.I. Joe stuff that they're doing, most of the stuff I'm not too much of a fan of. The superhero stuff. Wendy's all into that stuff, but this is my thing right here. Classic monsters, and this was what I was raised on, because when I was watching these in the early 70s, when I was a little shorty, there was nothing else. There was no Freddy, there was no Michael Myers, there was no Jason, there wasn't any of that. There was no horror films but this. And to this day, even at least once a year, I'll throw in some of the old silver screen classics and I'll watch them, and a lot of the times, I enjoy just listening to them while I'm doing customs and things like that. But anyway, this is just an amazing set. All of this stuff is still very reasonable, and it's not hard to find.
And the laboratory environment is a newer piece, and it is a really nice companion piece.
Yeah, it's made for this set. Absolutely. That's not the way Sideshow marketed it, probably because of licensing issues, or who knows, whatever. But it's absolutely made for this piece. I mean, if you look at the classic old school style of laboratory environment it's definitely this piece is magnetic to the base, and it has a nice, it's almost like a cast iron rail, and just the detail on it is beautiful.
Yeah, the slate, the stone, they really captured it.
I wish they did more. I wish they made a back wall, and I would keep buying additions to this. Oh yeah, I would keep. Oh yeah, I would love it. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you've never seen this before, they're beautiful in person. They're amazing. I love this set, and this is a definite keeper, and until the casket drops, pretty much.
Yes, we haven't really verified that it's true, but supposedly up here in Big Bear, there is supposed to be the tower that they chased him up here somewhere.
The ruins, but who knows? We've heard stories that no way.
We've heard that from multiple people.
We've heard a couple people say that.
But still don't know for sure, but that would be kind of cool.
I have no idea, but that would be cool. We're gonna try to find it, and if we do, we'll do some footage on. Anyway, we're gonna respond to comments from the last classics video, and please, if you haven't yet, go to The Bomb Show and subscribe to us, because we have most of our subscribers from HCCTR, Hot Chick School Toy Review, haven't come over. Yeah, haven't come over and subscribed. This is The Bomb Show is our primary channel for the meantime, and even though we're putting videos on all of on a few different channels, we're just doing that to try to get those people that haven't followed us over. Yeah, we're trying to get them back, and we're trying to slowly build things back up because of the issue we had with someone squatting on our Hot Chick School Toy Review website.
Okay, so if you didn't remember the last classics one, that was Rom the Space Knight from 1979. Right. From our Bomb Show posting.
This is Bomb Show comment.
We have Sean Henry said, "Love this show. Old classic toys are back. Looking for the $6 million man. Do you know anyone who has one, or do you have one? I'd like to see on your show next time."
I do not have one of those. I wish I did. The closest thing I have to that is Pulsar. I may do a Pulsar classic. And funny you mentioned that, because there was a guy in our shop yesterday, and we got into a conversation over some of the ROM and the old 78 Cylon, and he mentioned that he had the $6 million man, the old 70s version. And I was like, oh man, it's awesome, blah, blah. And, you know, I never had that as a child, but I knew people who had it, and I definitely remember his awesome old classic piece. Okay, next we have Don Huck. Great segment, man. Great to hear from you, and thanks for the comment. And I agree, this is a very necessary segment. I don't think enough people are going and doing this kind of stuff. You know, most people are just trying to get what the latest toy is and get their review up as fast as possible to get views. I think these, you know, I think so much more integrity and passion should be emphasized on stuff like this. Yeah, because this is so important. This is the genesis of horror.
A lot of these classic pieces didn't come out, we wouldn't have
all this today. New stuff. Yeah, this is where it all began. This is so much more important. Also, Sean Henry, thanks for the comment also, and we didn't mention that. Next up, we have DeCorzo 1981.
Awesome video. Thanks for bringing out the vintage stuff. Makes me want to go through my older stuff and remember what it was like when I was younger. But I am lazy, so I probably won't, but thanks for the flashbacks. Well, hopefully we can save you from the trouble of digging out your stuff, and we'll keep doing...
Yeah, stop being lazy. Nah, just joking. Thanks for the comment, bro.
Then we have Johnny Rubos, or awesome toy. Yes. Thanks for the comment.
Rom is fantastic. Go get one if you don't have one. They're so cool.
Then we have the Chris 19840. Old school. Love it as I've never seen this. P.S. Can't wait for the Mark 7 custom as I love your work. The Sweeney Todd is the bomb.
Thank you very much. The Sweeney Todd is fantastic, and I am working on the Mark 7. We'll see what happens with that. Thanks for the comment, and thanks for the support. Next up we have Tigrillo. Okay, a classic will always be a classic. Thanks for sharing. Nice review. I agree. Classic will always be a classic, and ROM is a classic, but it really doesn't get more classic than this. This is it right here. I mean, Boris Karloff. I mean, Elsa Lanchester. Help me out there. Who else? Bela Lugosi.
Yeah. Michael Henry Reyes, great review, Jay. As always, I've always wanted one of these when I was a kid. The promo ads of this ROM figure are often seen on early comic books.
That's right.
I remember the ads of this figure, instead of using actual pictures, they use drawings showing what the figure can do, together with the accessories that come with it. Thanks for sharing, bud.
Man, thank you. And remember that? Remember when artists actually used to have jobs and they used to draw and paint? Remember when movie posters used to be painted and blah, blah, blah? Go ahead. We'll pause right here. As I was saying, sorry we got interrupted with a phone call. Do you remember when film posters and illustrators actually had jobs? Painting film posters and illustrations were using. I love that old stuff. That's just stuff that, to me, you know, it's a shame, but that's like a dying art. But thank you for noticing that and pointing that out, because I totally remember that, and I totally remember the little ads on the back. Sell 1,000 items and you get one of these toys or whatever. And I remember the ROM being advertised in comic books. moving on. Thanks for the comment, bro.
Aceris 80. Well, I must honestly say that this blows my mind too. Beautiful toy. I must confess that I've never heard of the figure or the comic book though. How would you value this piece as far as money goes on today's market? I mean, classic like this must be worth quite a bit today. As sentimental value, I'm sure this is priceless to you. Nice segment you started here. I'm born in 1980, so seeing these classic toys from before my time is fantastic. I hope to see more of these glorious gems from the past on your show. Thanks. Thank you so much for sharing.
And you absolutely will see more, and you just missed it by a couple of years, 1980 or by in the 80s. But yes, sentimental value, absolutely priceless. But surprisingly, that the ROM figure is not that expensive. They're really hard to find complete and in working order. But I think if you can find one, if you're lucky, as low as maybe $200, and if you're willing to dish out, you might have to pay $300 or so. The problem is finding one that's actually, the box is all there and not shredded up, and it's got all the three accessories and the power cable and actually works. That's the hardest part, finding one that's complete and that works. But yeah, thanks for the comment, man. I appreciate it. Who's next?
Steve Monreal. That's got a lot of cool features for an older toy. I'm guessing that must have been a huge influence on your customs. Very cool.
I don't think it's that much of a huge influence. Well, you know what? Maybe it is a huge influence on my customs, and I don't really know.
Lights and sounds.
Yeah, because I love electronics and toys. So, I mean, maybe it is. I didn't think so, but maybe you're possibly right. Yeah, could be.
Thanks for the comment.
Thanks for the comment. And Laugh It Up Fuzzball. What's up, bro? Clearly made a massive impression on you, Jay. It's amazing how some toys do, some toys don't. I wonder what that's all down to. Much enjoyed watching a vid on a toy that I know nothing of. Great work, my friend. Cheers, Fuzz. Cheers right back at you. You don't know of this toy? I don't know. Maybe it was exclusive to the American markets or something. I would assume.
They had really cool commercials.
Yeah, I would assume that you're closer to my age, but maybe you're not. Maybe you're younger, or maybe it just wasn't over in the European market. But yeah, it's an amazing toy, and just, I remember that thing was like $14.99, man. It's bananas, I mean, you can't get it. You get a plastic figure that's sculpted with no articulation for like that kind of money today. You can't. You can only buy bucks nowadays, pretty much.
And we have Emery.
Emery, what's up, Marlo? We saw Marlo at WonderCon yesterday.
So glad you did this video. Takes me back and makes me want to dig out my old ROM toy. I love the comics, which came out after the toy.
Yeah, so I guess I was right.
Developed his backstory and the story of the Space Knights, which I thought was cool. This was back in the day when you had to rely more on imagination than detail and articulation. Love that you're doing classic series of toy videos. ROM came from computer terminology for
read-only memory.
Yeah.
That's right.
And he was almost named something else like Cobalt or something like that. Some other computer lingo. At least they didn't call him Macintosh or something like that. Yeah, ROM, obviously, still it's still a relevant term. Cobalt isn't so much of a popular coding. Yeah. So they picked a good name out of the options they were thinking.
That's right. Thanks for the comment, bro. Thanks for watching.
Then we have Test Just One.
Test Just, what's up, Kev? I hope you got my message, and I haven't checked our email, but hopefully I did get a comment from you, so I heard your vacation went well, but hopefully you got my message about the artist spotlight.
His comment was, that was bloody Oz, man, and I guarantee if I seen that, I would have grabbed it and ran for sure. LOL. Flash would have had nothing on me, man. I really enjoyed watching that, mate, and thanks heaps for the time tunnel flashback of 1979. Very cool.
I hope you remember that. Well, yeah, he remembers, obviously. Thanks for the time tunnel flashback. Yeah, so, well, he's in Australia, so Rom was known in Australia, at least at the time. But, yeah, man, thanks for the comment, bro. Okay. Is this on the same channel, or is this bouncing over to the other channel?
Moving on to Hot Chicks Cool Tour Review comments on Rom the Space Knight.
Starting at the bottom.
We have Mike Saunders.
Mike Saunders, what's cooking?
Well, dude, I had this figure, man. Wow, nice pickup, bro. Nice. They don't make stuff like this anymore, man. LOL. LOL, congrats.
Yeah, I agree. They don't make stuff like this anymore. Simple but very effective. I love Rom the Space Knight. I'm sure you remember him too. I mean, you know, we're from the same era, so it's good hearing from you too, bro.
Then we have Annabelle Babylonia. Wow, what a classic. I used to own one of those back then, a small version. It was die cast, and then they also said that's just an amazing toy. That really was a high-tech toy for those days and still looks cool today.
It really was. And you know what? I've never saw or ever heard of that original small version die cast, and I thought you might have been mistaken, but I had another friend confirm and told me he recently saw it on eBay. And I'm like, dude, why didn't you buy it? But whatever. Thanks for the information, because I will be looking out for that now. Thank you very much. Thanks for commenting, and thanks for the support.
Blade Runner 1B, I want to steal yours. Man, thanks for showcasing Rom J. Haven't heard those sounds in decades. I was sitting here listening with the same wide-eyed wonder you had presenting them.
Yeah, I know. Somebody else mentioned that. The look on my face, I don't know. I guess I wasn't looking at myself, but yeah, that thing is so cool. So cool. I love it. Thanks for the comment, bro. Thanks for supporting and watching.
Media Gold said, hi, I love Rom. The toy was first and the comic came later. I had a friend who had one of these back in the late 70s, and I too was jealous. I came across one as an adult at an antique store in the early 90s and got his weapons at another store years later.
Fantastic.
I still love the sounds he makes. A very awesome figure indeed.
Yeah, he does. I'm going to actually take some of his sounds and do something with them. Actually, what I plan on doing is taking his sounds and like getting really cool, crystal clear copies of them, because I'm worried about it breaking down someday. So I definitely have to back those sounds up somewhere. Thanks for the comment, bro.
Toes Diaz said, bro, that was awesome review. I was a huge Rom comic book collector back in the early 80s when I grew up in Queens. I didn't even know they had a Rom figure. You just took me back to my childhood. Good job.
Wow, you didn't know? Oh, man. Super cool. My cousin went and used that name for his graffiti name when we used to write back in the day. That's funny.
Annabelle Babylonia commented again. Thanks for sharing this classic to us. You're very welcome. Thanks for watching.
Very welcome. It was our pleasure.
Phil C said, cool. I was amazed how cool this figure is with all its attachments and light and sound effects. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I mean, if you guys aren't familiar with this and the kind of advertising they did, search YouTube and look for like Rom commercial. They made it sound like the absolute most teched out, fantastic sci-fi toy in the world.
It was for its time, man. It was a beast. Okay.
Larry Soul Cactus.
What's up, Larry?
J Rom is too cool. I remember a friend of mine having one of these, and I always thought it was really cool. Classic is right. Thanks for sharing. Take care.
Thanks, man. Goliath Angelus.
Yes, I saw this Rom for the first time in Pixel Dance review. He didn't have all the extra weapons, etc. that you're showing on the video. I only know Rom as what I see online. The toy was first by Parker Brothers.
But Parker Brothers asked Marvel to create a story about him. Yeah, I remember the comics. The
comics were a success and even outlived the toy. Maybe also because Rom was the only electronic toy for this line. Rom didn't have any sidekicks or bad guys as a toy. Still a very good and cool toy. In those days, it was a deluxe figure, just as the deluxe Buzz Lightyear of today.
Or as Hot Toys DX deluxe figures.
But thanks for the comment.
Absolutely. It's good to hear from you too, bro.
Glad we could show you the more complete figure.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised Pixel Dan didn't have a completed version of that. Rob Boryusek.
Had one as a kid. It's still cool.
It's still so kick-ass, man. Rom will kick so many ass. Thanks for the comment.
Unknown for Lore.
Wow, what's up, fellas? It's been a while.
Awesome new segment and really awesome toy from the past.
Super awesome toy from the past. There's nothing like it. I mean, it's such a classic. All
right, then we have a few from the Ultimate Collectors.
Hurry up, because the UFC's starting. Come on. All right.
What a great piece. I totally remember that comic series. Thanks for sharing good memories, man.
You're absolutely welcome, and that's it. Is that you in that picture? That's Tom Selleck, right?
No, it's not.
I was going to say, damn, dude, you're freaking...
Well, who knows?
You look like a model, bro. All right.
Kraken 2000, every time he makes a sound, your inner child popped out. I like the expansion of your channel.
Absolutely, yeah. I must have those giddy smiles on my face. Who knows? Whatever. Thanks for the comment, bro.
Too Many Figures said, that is so awesome, man. The way your face lights up with the neutralizer is priceless. Definitely a sci-fi gem.
There you go. I love that thing. I love it as much, and I love these just as much. Oh.
And it's wonderful that you guys picked up on
Yeah,
that.
it's wonderful you guys picked up on that, because I obviously couldn't, you know.
Terso Mina said, brilliant video. Love all the historical facts. Dope for sure.
Stiff Kittens. Pretty sure the figure came before the comic book. This would look amazing chromed. Yeah, it would, man. You're absolutely right. And yeah, we've had, I don't know, what, 5 or 6 people confirm that.
Shlomo Ben Hungstein said, yeah, the toy came out before the comic book series. On a side note, you should do a Google search with keywords ROM Space Knight vs. RoboCop fan art.
Ah, there you go.
So I guess maybe somebody tried to...
All right, one more to go. One more comment.
The Pet Saver, nice figure, and the beat is amazing, man. It's your best beat. I remember it from another video. So chill and catchy, but yeah, the figure is cool too.
Thanks, man. And if you hit me up, I can send you some of my albums, bro. I have albums and albums and stuff. I've been producing and engineering hip hop and urban music forever. So if you're into that kind of stuff, let me know, man. I'll send you some stuff.
All right, and definitely thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more of the Bombshow Classics series of our channel, and definitely subscribe to the Bombshow.
Yes.
If you're watching on Hot Chicks Old Toy Review, we appreciate that, but come over and subscribe to the Bombshow as well.
Peace and love. Later.